Welcome to the video tutorial on ICM geometry cleanup of a control wall. This is part 1 of the video tutorial. So the first step is to set our working directory. Then we import a geometry which currently is an IGS file. We save the location of a tetin file that will be generated when we work on this model cleanup. So this is how our model looks like. There are various parts, and in terms of geometrical entities there are various points, curves and surfaces. So what we need to do is delete unnecessary parts first, and we will delete unnecessary points by using the delete point option. As you can see, there are no points now left in the geometry. Next is to delete the unnecessary curves. We do this by selecting delete all visible. So now there are no points and curves, and only entity left is surface. And since we are going to model CFD, we need only the fluid domain, so we have to still clean up this geometry further, like removing all the unnecessary parts that are still existing. As you can see here, there are various bolts. Now in terms of CFD, we are going to model only flow, so we do not need any solid parts that are exterior to our flow domain. So all these bolts etc are unnecessary parts inside which we are not at all going to model anything, so we delete them. So all we are left now is with 7 parts. Out of this also we need to clean up or delete or modify the parts. First we will select the part 2. This is the bottom part of the control valve, and within this part what we need is only the surface or only the interior part of this that will be in contact with the fluid. So we delete the unnecessary exterior part of this geometry by selecting them one by one and using the delete surface option. As you can see, we are selecting multiple surfaces which are exterior to the part and which will not be in contact with the fluid. So this is how the modified part looks like. Now we will move on to the next part. We will further modify this part in the next step. This is the top part of the control valve. Here also we need the surface which is in contact with the fluid only, as we are going to extract the fluid domain. So the upper part here is of no use to us. So we are going to clean up the upper part, that is basically delete the surfaces that are present in the exterior or upper region of this part. We select them one by one by pressing the control option, control key, and delete them in one go. Also all these protruding cylindrical parts that are there are basically not needed because they will not be in contact with the fluid, and we are not going to model anything associated with these parts, this ring and all these protruding cylinders. So we delete them one by one. We select the central cylindrical surface and we delete that also. All we want is the disc type of shape that is there in the lower region which will be in contact with the fluid. So this is all we want basically, not even the ring that is left in the upper part. So we select it and delete it. So this part is done. Now there are some central cylindrical geometries in the shape of pipes or rods, and basically right now they look to be okay. So we will not clean them in this first stage, but further we may need some cleanup operation on those also. So this is how our initial cleaned up geometry looks like. We have deleted unnecessary bolts and unnecessary fillet type of geometries, and we are left with this. Thank you for viewing this part of the video tutorial. See you in the next part.